Hey y'all, Andrea from Andrea Speaks TV. Listen, I'm back to bring news and commentary you can use. Listen, y'all, by the time you watch this video, it will be Monday morning. And I just wanted to come on and first of all, I want to say thank you all so much for continuing to support the channel. It's been a long day, but guess what? I wanted to make sure that I recorded this video before I went to bed because I want us to talk about this. And of course, I'm asking the question, what's really going on, okay? Listen, y'all, I want to come on with some information concerning President Trump, okay? Listen, Monday, that's right, Monday is the deadline. Now, before I go any further, y'all, with this particular story, I actually had to slow down. I had to look at it again and ask myself, am I reading this right? Listen to this, y'all, okay? Did you know about this? Monday, which is what, March 25th, is the deadline, y'all, for President Trump to secure, hold on, I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. Sorry about that, y'all. Okay, Monday is the deadline for President Trump to secure. Listen to this number, y'all. This is the part I had to make sure I was reading correctly, okay? We're going to talk about how they got to this figure, okay? Or what resulted in this particular figure. Monday is the deadline for President Trump to secure, listen to this, y'all, a $454 million bond. Did y'all just hear what I said? Former President Trump's bond deadline to secure a $454 million bond is Monday. $454 million. That's what I said. One person is supposed to secure a $454 million bond, okay? Now listen, whether you choose to vote for him, this is not what this video is about, okay? I'm not here to say you should vote for him. I'm not here to say any of that, right? That you should or should not vote for him. But even, let's say, even if you didn't vote for him, just hearing that information, that don't have you like, wait a minute, what in the world is going on? So let me tell you what's going on, y'all. Listen, at the time of this article, okay, now remember, by the time you watch, at the time of this video, by the time you watch this video, it will have already been Monday morning. Maybe we'll have some new developments, okay? If that is the case, I'll come back on and we'll discuss it, okay? But at the time that I'm recording this video, according to sources, Donald Trump has been unable to post a bond covering the full amount of a $454 million penalty he owes for a civil fraud judgment while he appeals, okay? The deadline for the amount to be paid is Monday. It says Monday, March 24th, but I believe that date is incorrect. It should be Monday, March 25th, okay? Last week, sources say that lawyers said they were still scrambling to find a bonding company willing to insure the amount, saying more than 30 had already rejected them, okay? Listen, here's what, here's what I can tell you, according to my sources, about Trump's appeal bond and what will happen if he's unable to pay, okay? Now, former President Trump is appealing a civil fraud verdict from February, okay? I'm going to take you back to that in just a minute, in which a judge found he lied, okay? He allegedly lied about his wealth as he grew the real estate empire that launched him to stardom and the presidency, okay? Appealing the verdict, my sources say, though does not get him off the hook of proving he can pay the penalty, which is $335 million. Since the verdict was reached, interest has also been accruing, making him owe about $454 million presently. Now, have you ever heard of anything like this happening? I haven't. And, I look at again, it's not about who's voting for him, who's not voting for him. This is not what this video is about. I'm just looking at the individual involved and the amount of the bond. I've never heard of this before, okay? Have you? Please let me know if you have or not. It says he was ordered to post bond covering the full amount to pause enforcement of the judgment while he appeals, meaning he has until March 25th to either pay up or buy a bond covering the full amount. Why do they have him paying or wanting to pay? Why do they have him owing this amount of money? Does this make any sense? Has anybody just looked at this and said, what in the world is going on? Surely I can't be the only person. Like I said, whether you vote for him or not, whether you support his campaign or not, because he is currently running for president of the United States again in the November 2024 election, okay? Based on my research and to my understanding, he's the leading candidate, okay, for the Republican nominee. So I'm looking at the timing of all of this. Does this make any sense to y'all at all? Okay, now let's go back to this silver fraud verdict from February, okay? I want to give you some background, some context, so you'll know exactly how in the world we got to this point, okay? Now listen, y'all, like I said, I've been working. It's a long day. Don't pay attention to the hair. Listen to the message, y'all, okay? I'm just coming just how I am, bring you all the information, okay? Listen, this was back in February, okay? I may have mentioned this, but I didn't do a video about this, but I'm just really trying to piece together and really figure out how in the world does this make any sense, okay? And why are they doing this at a time when he's running for president? Could they be trying to keep him from running for president? Listen, y'all, okay? According to my sources, this was back in February, okay? A New York judge ordered Donald Trump and his companies on Friday, this is back in February, to pay $355 million in penalties, finding they engaged in a years-long scheme, okay, allegedly, I'm saying allegedly, to what's called dupe banks and others with financial statements that inflated his wealth, okay? Trump won't have to pay out the money immediately as an appeals process plays out, but the verdict still is a stunning setback for the former president, okay? The article went on to say, if he's ultimately forced to pay, the magnitude of the penalty on top of earlier judgments could drastically diminish his financial resources, and it undermines, my sources say, the image of a successful businessman that he's carefully tailored to power his unlikely rise from a reality television star, the article claims, to a one-time and perhaps future president, okay? Judge Arthur Engoron concluded that Trump and his companies were, and I quote, likely to continue their fraudulent ways, okay, I'm saying this is all allegedly, without the financial penalties and other controls he imposed. Judge Engoron also concluded that Trump and his co-defendants, and I quote, failed to accept responsibility, and the experts who testified on his behalf simply denied reality. Okay, you can do more research about this court ruling. Many people spoke out in support as well as against this particular ruling. Listen to this, okay? In addition, Trump, who built his reputation as a real estate titan, the article says, he was also barred from serving as an officer or director of any New York corporation for 3 years, or from getting a loan from banks registered in his native state, okay? His eldest sons, Trump Organization Executive Vice Presidents Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump, each were ordered to pay $4 million and barred from being officers of New York companies for 2 years. Former Chief Financial Officer Alan Weisselberg was ordered to pay $1 million, okay? Trump himself, okay, my sources say, called the verdict a, and I quote, complete and total sham. He wrote on his Truth Social platform that New York Attorney General Letitia James, and I quote, has been obsessed with getting Trump for years, he said, and that Engoron's decision was, and I quote, an illegal, un-American judgment against me, my family, and my tremendous business, okay? Those are the words of former President Trump, okay? The total $364 million verdict, which James's office said grows to $450 million, adding interest, keeps the Trump organization in business. The judge backed away from an earlier ruling that would have dissolved the former president's companies, but if upheld, the verdict will force a shakeup at the top of the company. Okay, in a statement, James said, and I quote, "Justice has been served," and called the ruling, and I quote, "a tremendous victory for this state, this nation, and for everyone who believes that we all must play by the same rules, even former presidents." Okay. James also went on to say, and I quote, "Now Donald Trump is finally facing accountability for his lying, cheating, and staggering fraud." Okay, these are the words of James, who is the, let me get her correct title, New York Attorney General. Okay. She also went on to say, and I quote, "Because no matter how big, rich, or powerful you think you are, no one is above the law." Okay. His case, Trump's case, according to my sources, involved 11 years of financial statements with values based on disputed and sometimes outright false descriptions of properties allegedly used as collateral should his loans go bust. Okay. They're saying that he exaggerated the size of his Manhattan penthouse apartment by 3 times. This is all, I'm saying that this is all allegedly, okay? This is what was alleged. This is what, was brought forth, okay? They're saying allegedly that sorry about that, y'all. It's late and I'm recording this video, okay? Listen. They're saying that he allegedly, I'm saying allegedly, okay, listed unfinished buildings as if they were complete. They're also making claims at the time that apartments under rent control as if they were free of such rules. Allegedly, they're claiming he showed restricted funds as if they were liquid cash. And he valued Mar-a-Lago, which I believe is down in Florida, as a single residence, though allegedly as a single residence, though he had signed away rights to develop it as anything but a club. Okay, this is all according to my sources. Okay. Wow. So a lot really came up in this particular hearing that led to this ruling. Okay, but going back to where we are today. All right. Currently, let's see, if he is unable to pay. Okay. Now, according to my sources, in order to obtain a bond covering the full amount, Trump would be required to post collateral worth $557 million, his lawyer said, adding that many underwriters, hold on, y'all. Excuse me, okay? Let me start over because I want you to understand what's going on here. Okay, if he is unable to pay, let's look at this, y'all. I'm still asking, how in the world? This is just mind-blowing. Okay, it's really the only way I can explain it. But let me know your thoughts in the comments, okay? Listen, in order to obtain a bond covering the full amount, okay, my sources say that Trump would be required to post collateral worth $557 million, okay? His lawyer said, adding that many underwriters are insisting on cash, stocks, or other liquid assets instead of real estate as collateral. Okay, continuing on, in a court filing, his lawyer said obtaining a bond that size is a, and I quote, practical impossibility under the circumstances presented. Trump said last week he has almost $500 million in cash, okay, but would rather spend it on his presidential run than on the judgment, okay? And I believe also I read in on another source that, you know, he was saying his lawyer said he didn't have it, but then he himself said he had it and that he was planning on using it for his presidential campaign. So the question I want to ask now is, are they using such a large amount against him in some way to hurt, bankrupt him, to keep him from running for president? This is just really extreme, y'all. Like, I really, it's really hard to really put into words the magnitude of something like this. So let me continue on. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments, okay? Now, if he can't make bond, okay, my sources say if Trump and his lawyers haven't secured the bond Monday, New York State Attorney General Letitia James can start taking steps to collect on the $454 million unless an appeal court intervenes, okay? Now, James, who my sources say is a Democrat, okay, I'm just putting that out there, said that last month she was prepared to see. I'm sorry, let me say this again, okay? James, who my sources say is a Democrat, okay, I'm just going to lay that right there, all right, said last month that she was prepared to seek to seize some of Trump's assets if he can't pay, okay? The Trump organization owns a number of properties worldwide. Here's a, and then they also presented a map of where some of his properties were. Now, you all know I spent some time in New York last summer, and I actually rode by the Trump Tower, okay? And that's in New York. I believe it's in the Manhattan area, if I remember correctly. But that is one of the properties, okay? Let me just take a look here. Yeah, Trump Tower. He has others there in New York City, but the one that I went past was Trump Tower, okay? But let's keep going, y'all. This is all very concerning, okay? Now, there was another similar appeal bond that happened as well, but I don't want to make that the focus of this video, because I'm specifically speaking about this civil fraud ruling. But y'all, this is just unbelievable, unimaginable. It really makes you wonder if they are somehow really trying to keep him even more from running from for president by trying to cripple him financially. But that's all I'm going to say about that, y'all. Let me know your thoughts. As always, thank you all so much for supporting me here on the channel. Again, by the time you're watching this, it will already be Monday morning. We'll probably hear more about this in the news. Please let me know your thoughts, okay? I want to know how you feel about this particular topic, whether you agree or disagree, okay? And we'll talk about this more later on the channel, okay? I'll probably update you all later on sometime Monday, and we'll have a conversation about whether he met it, whether he didn't meet it, and what happens next, okay? Thank you all again for supporting the channel. I appreciate you all so much. Stay tuned for more news and commentary you can use right here on Andrea Speaks TV.